Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making a Valentine heart tablecloth. This is crochet and I'm going to show you how I make it. It's super easy, don't let it discourage you. We're going to walk it through step by step, but yeah. Let's get into how to make this cute, adorable thing for you and your loved one on Valentine's Day. So stay tuned. Hi guys, so for this project, we are going to need a 5.75 crochet hook or a J. This is just the hook that I'm going to be using today. I crochet very tightly, so if you need to adjust the hook size or just want to adjust the hook size so your placemat is bigger or smaller, please feel free. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and the yarn of your choice. I would highly recommend doing it in 100% cotton yarn, especially if you plan on putting hot surfaces down on this placemat. That way the any non-natural fibers won't melt and ruin your table or anything else like that. So today I am using Lily Sugar and Cream in, I don't know what this color is actually. Whatever their bright red is. But yeah, so let's get started. So I'm going to be making a slip knot, and the way that I make my slip knots are, here, let's get them. The way that I make my slip knots are, I take like this, I loop it over my index, I have a little bit of a tail, I loop it over my index and middle finger, and I hold the yarn with my thumb, and then I turn my hand like this, so this piece comes over here and meets it. See that it's crossed over, and then I'm going to be picking up this yarn in between my index and middle finger. This is my working yarn. This is the yarn that is attached to my ball. I'm going to be looping it over, pinching it with my two fingers, pulling this over. So I've made a loop, and we're going to just be tightening that down. There are lots of extra helpful YouTube tutorials on how to make a starting slip knot, and there are a bunch of different methods. This is just the method that works best for me and that I have done for a really long time. It also helps to be slightly ambidextrous. Just I notice a lot of people have to do their slip knot with their right hand. This is going to be a right hand tutorial, by the way, for today, but yes. So we are going to start with doing a chain 4. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4. And from here, we are going to connect our chain. Now, if you do a magic loop, you are more than welcome to do a magic loop. I just don't prefer magic loops. I much prefer doing chains. I just feel it's a little bit sturdier, but that is personal preference. So if you want to do a magic loop here, you are more than welcome to. After we connect our chain 4 into a circle, we're going to chain 3, and this chain 3 is going to act as our first double crochet. And then from here, we're going to do our traditional start for a granny square. So we're going to do 2 double crochet. And this will be the first of our 3 clusters. We're going to chain 2. And then we're going to do another 3 double crochet. Once we have that, it should look something like this. We have our chain 3, we have our 2 double crochet, our 2 double crochet, and then our 2 chains, our 3 double crochet, and then we're going to chain 2 again. And repeat this process 2 more times. Chain 2 and 3 double crochets. And last, we're going to chain 2, and we are going to connect over to the top of the 3rd chain of our chain 3 that we started with and slip stitch over. So you should have something that looks like this. You should have 4 corners of chain 2s and 4 3 double crochet clusters, including your chain 3 that counts as a half double crochet. From here, we're going to chain 3. Again, this acts as our double crochet. Get this yarn untangled, goodness. Okay, we're going to chain 3. We're going to turn our work. So this is the back side now facing us. We're going to yarn over, insert hook, and do 2 double crochets. Now that we have a chain 3 we have a 3 double crochet cluster. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to do another cluster in the same chain 2 spot from the previous row. Just like that. So this is going to be one of our corners. We have our chain 3, our 2 double crochet, our chain 2, and then 3 double crochet, all in the chain 2 spot from our previous row. Now we're going to chain 1. We're going to go to our next corner, and we're going to repeat the process. We're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. We're going to repeat this process until we get all the way back over here, and I will meet you there. Okay, now that we're back, you should have 4 corners of 2 clusters of 3 double crochet. You should have a total of 8 double crochet clusters and 4 chain 1s and 4 chain 2s on your corners. We're going to chain 3, and we're going to turn our work back front side. For the chain 1 spaces, we're just going to do 1 cluster of double crochet. So we have our chain 3 that counts as 1, 2, and 3. We're going to chain 1. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go to our corner, and we're going to treat our corner just as we have in the past with 2 clusters of chain of 3 double crochets with a 2 chain in between. Now that we have our single cluster and then our 2 clusters in our corner with our chain 2, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space from below. Goodness gracious, this yarn. Okay, we are going to repeat this process for 10 rows, and one way to count is 1, 2, 3, or you can also count from your corner spaces, 1, 2, 3. So meet me back here when you have a 10-row granny square. Okay, now that we're back, you should have a 10-row granny square just like this. And if you are wanting to just make granny squares, you are welcome to. But for this project, we need 10 rows, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we are going to cut our yarn and fasten off our end. And then we are going to turn our work like that, a diamond. I want to say 45 degrees, but I don't know if that's correct. We're going to turn it into a diamond, and we are going to be working along this top part right here. So we're going to go from our top of our diamond down to the bottom right of our diamond. And on our pattern, pull it over here. So you can see that we have our diamond shape here. We're going to be working on this top section now to start making the little top bumps to make it look like a heart. So we're going to be adding these rows up next. So you're going to take your yarn. We're going to make a slip stitch. Insert our hook. And we're going to go to our diamond is like this. We're going to start in this corner. You can start in whatever corner you want, but just make sure that you orientate yourself to know that we're just doing one side of the square / diamond, okay? So I'm starting in this right corner down here. Get my working end. So I have my slip stitch, and I'm going to insert my yarn into my chain 2 space. I'm going to slip stitch to attach. I'm going to chain 3, and this is going to act as my first double crochet. I'm going to double crochet 2, I'm going to chain 1, and then I am going to go to my next spot, and we are going to do our 3 double crochet clusters in our chain 1 spots like we have all the way to the end of the row. So I'll meet you back here when we have that done. Okay, we should have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We should have 3 double crochet clusters across. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to finish off at our last corner over here. We're going to do our 11th 3 double crochet cluster. And then we're going to turn. We're just going to turn. We're going to turn our work. So this is the back side now. My working hand is now on the right. Try to get really close so you guys can see this. My yarn is in the front here. Have it lifted up. You're just going to insert into the top of your double crochet from the previous round, and you're just going to slip stitch along these top 3 stitches. Okay, so it's going to look something like that. If this is not how you want to do it, you're more than welcome to clip the yarn at this end and just keep doing each round and cutting it. I just like having it continuous. So now that we are over by our last single chain from our previous row of 11 that we just did, we are going to chain 3, and this is going to act as our first double crochet, and then we're going to do 2 more double crochets in that chain 1 space, and we are just going to repeat this process all the way down to our last chain 1 space. And you meet me back when we get to last chain 1 space. You should have 10. I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, you should have 10 3 double crochet clusters. So I'm just going to speed up the video and go along with you guys, but we are just going to keep doing what we've been doing, where it's the chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1 in the chain 1 space from the previous row. Okay, this is my last chain one space. And I have 3 double crochet clusters across the row. And you'll see that I have a little step here from our starting row on our corner there. And we're just gonna leave it. We're gonna keep decreasing like we have been. We're going to flip it over. My work is gonna be over on this side. I'm going to insert my hook and do 3 slip stitches across. Just like that. And we're going to chain 3, 2 double crochet, chain 1, and we are just going to repeat this process until we have 4 of these 3 double crochet clusters left. And I will see you back here when we have that done. Okay, we're back and we have done our rows of decreasing. So this is our row with 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And I cut my tail and pulled it through. Now that we have our first heart part of our diamond, or first curved side of our diamond that goes towards our heart, we are now going to this side. And we are going to start at this top corner up here and work our way down. And we are going to repeat the exact same thing on this side. So we're going to do 11, and then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And decreasing just like we did on this side. And we're going to go from this corner to this corner. The only thing I will note is you don't want to connect this part right here. You are going to have 2 clusters of 3 double crochet in this chain 2 space, but we're not going to connect them at all. They're just going to sit there and act as their own independent rows. So I will work with you a little bit while we start this, and then I will see you when we get all of it finished up on both sides. Okay, I'm at the end of my 11. This is where I started. You see this is our previous side. When I did not connect them, I just slip stitched my yarn, chain 3, and continued this way. And we are at the end, and we're going to turn. We're going to slip stitch 3 at the top of our last cluster, chain 3, and repeat. And I will see you back when you have 4 chain 3 clusters, when you have 4 3 double crochet clusters left, like on our first side. Alright, so at this point we should have finished both sides of our top for our heart, and we should have a heart almost basically at this point. You should have the little connector point here, and it should go around in little curves and then come down. So remember, this was our diamond that has now, or square, however you want to think of it, and it has now turned into a pretty heart. And we are going to go around the edge all the way and start working towards the frills. So for the first, just be repeating double crochet, half double crochets is all that we're going to be doing. So I did not cut the end off of my last 4. I left it attached. If you cut it off, that's totally okay too. We're going to start in one of our corners. I would recommend starting over here because this is where I am. But we are going to do a double crochet into the 3rd double crochet from that row, from the previous row. And then we are going to do a half double crochet into the space of the chain 3. And we are just going to keep repeating this all the way till we get to our corner right here, our little divot. So again, we're going to do a double crochet into this 3rd and then a half double crochet. Double crochet, half double crochet. Oops. Double crochet, half double crochet. Okay, so we are now at our starting point that we had for our row 11 and our chain 2 space right there. We are actually going to go down to this space right here that my thumb is in, right this spot right here. We're going to do a triple crochet down, go into that loop, and then come up. See? So this will bunch this section and it will make it a little thicker, but it really brings that cinch into making it look like a heart. And then we are just going to repeat our previous pattern back up on the other side. So I'm going to do a half double crochet. I'm going to do a double crochet, a half double, and we're going to just keep repeating this all the way back up to the top. Ooh, getting out of frame there. I apologize very much. We are just repeating our same pattern that we have been. Okay, now from here, we are at the top part of our 4 on the other side. We have ended with a half double crochet in this first double crochet from our row of 4. We are going to do a double crochet into that same stitch, and then we are going to do 2 triple crochets into the next stitch. And then we are going to just do triple crochets all the way across till we get to these last 2 stitches, and I'll see you back. All right, and now that we have our last 2 stitches, we are going to do 2 triple crochet into the next stitch. Then we're going to do a double crochet into the top of this chain 3 spot, and a half double crochet in the same spot. We are now going to turn our work, and we're going to work our way back down the other side. We're going to repeat our pattern of 1 double crochet and 1 half double crochet. we are going to work our way all the way down until we get to the point of the heart, which will actually till we get to the other end of our round curves, because we will just be going straight down at that point. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Okay, we have now reached the end point of our additional rows that we added onto our 10 square originally. So this is row 11 right here. We are going to go ahead and finish off by putting a half double crochet into this first, I'm sorry. We're going to put 2 double crochets into this slot, 1 half double crochet into the next slot, and then a single crochet. And we are going to single crochet in every stitch and chain spot all the way down to the very tip. And I will meet you back. Okay, I am now at the tip part of our heart, or the chain 2 slot on the other end. I did single crochets all the way from up here down to this point. And what we're going to do in our chain 2 spot is we're going to single crochet 3 into the chain 2 spot. That way we get our nice round over, and this is going to come in handy when we do our next row, which we're going to be adding our scallops along the edge, well, the start of our scallops. So now you're just going to single crochet all the way back up the other half side of your square until we get all the way back up to our point, which would be right here. All right, and I'll see you back. Okay, I am at the last 2 stitches before my row 11 starts, and I'm going to do a single crochet into this stitch, and then a half double crochet into the same stitch. Then we're going to do 2 double crochets. And then we are going to connect it up here with a half double crochet. And we're going to follow along this curve as we have been with our double crochet and our half double crochet. This is where tension does get a little bit important, and you want to try not to tightly crochet, which I'm having a very hard time doing, because it will cause your edges to bunch up slightly. You want to have a nice loose tension for this part. But if you are like me and you crochet really tight, it's okay, because our frill is extra frilly on the edges, and this will just add to the movement of the edges, which I love a good frilly placemat. So all right, I am now back at the top of my 4. I did a half double crochet into this part. We are going to do a double crochet, and then we're going to do 2 triple crochets, and then we're going to triple crochet into every stitch until we get to where we started. All right, we are in our last 3 stitches. You see that this is the stitch where we started, and so we're going to do a triple crochet, another triple crochet into that same stitch, a double crochet, and a half double crochet into that stitch, and we are going to slip stitch into this last one to finish it off. And there you go. You should have a nice border around your placemat. Now, you are welcome to stop here if you do not want frills and ruffles around your placemats and you are more of a plain person. That is totally okay. But if you'll stay tuned for this next part, I will show you how to add this cute little scalloped edge that just gives it such a little extra something, I think. All right, I went ahead and wove in my ends off camera real quick, and it is now time to start our frill process. So we are at our slip stitch that we stopped at, and I still have my yarn attached, and we're going to be chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and in this 4th stitch here I'm going to do a slip stitch, and we're just going to be repeating that process all the way around back to this point. So again, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in this 4th stitch here we're going to do a slip stitch. Now, if there are some areas that you want more pronounced, especially if you get to this area and you want it to either end directly in the middle or have a loop going across, please feel free to adjust where you can add an extra slip stitch. You can also skip 4 or 2, whatever lines up for you. I'm going to show you how I go across the indent part, but this is flexible. The only big thing is to make sure that you do 5 chains. However, the number that you skip is going to determine how frilly your project is. So see, if I were to skip 3, I would kind of go off right here, which is actually perfect for me because it is going to line up right in the center of my frill, of my heart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go right into my triple crochet stitch, which is my center, and then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and skip 3 and go back out. All right, and like I said, you can adjust this to whatever your heart desires or your heart placemat desires, and I will meet you back when we have gotten all the way back around to here. I wanted to hop on real quick and show you what I was talking about where you can adjust this. I want my chain 5 to go right over the end, right here. So what I'm going to do is I've already done my chain 5 and a slip stitch, and I am going to just go ahead and add a second slip stitch. So I have 2 slip stitches, and then I am going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and since I want mine right over those 3 stitches, I'm going to go ahead and go over 4 stitches so it lines up. And then just to match the other side, I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch one other, so it should all line up when you get to the end. But yeah, that is how you can easily adjust this so that it goes over the sections that you really want to accentuate. All right, now that we have our chain 5s all around our heart, we're going to chain 3, and we're going to do our chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. So for this chain 5, we're going to put 6 double crochets in it. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn, and 6. There, okay. So we have officially 7 double crochet counting our chain 3. And then in our slip stitch from our previous row, we are going to put a single crochet. And then in our next chain 5, we're going to do 7 double crochet. And we are just going to repeat this all the way around. Single crochet and repeat. We're going to do this till we get to the other side where we started. And here we have our finished product. I slip stitched my stitched into my chain 3 and fastened off, and now you have this very pretty placemat for you and your loved one for Valentine's dinner or just every day. Thank you so much for watching and following along. I really hope that you enjoyed it. This is my first time doing a tutorial. This is one of my own designs, and I would really appreciate if you would like and subscribe to my channel. I'm really hoping to get more tutorials, free tutorials out for the different holidays, and always doing something fun and different. But anyway, I really hope you enjoy and you have a great rest of your week, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!